What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is sort of in celebration of Autistic Pride Day. Now this video is a bit late. Autistic Pride Day is June 18th. It's just past midnight on the 23rd, so I'm about a week late. There will be a video coming up where I explain why this particular lot of videos is late, because I would have filmed on the 18th if I wasn't driving pretty much the entire day. So I have on my screen in front of me on my tablet the same website that will be in the description down below. So if you don't want to watch and just want to go read for yourself, there it is. You are welcome. But it does say here, every year organisations from across the globe celebrate Autistic Pride Day on June 18 with a variety of events. Now it is worth noting that this is different from Autism Awareness Month, which is April. So that's more of like raising awareness and like trying to reduce the stigma. This is more of a pride celebration rather than like an awareness campaign. The aim of this day, however, it does say here, the aim of this day is to raise awareness among those who are not on the autistic spectrum. It says disorder there, but I don't think that makes sense. Not on the autistic spectrum. Wow, okay. This sentence is just reading ahead just a couple of words and it's still not making, okay. Word for word. The aim of this day is to raise awareness amongst those who are not on the autistic spectrum disorder, so they do not see autistic people as requiring treatment, but as unique individuals. That was a hot mess of a sentence, and I don't even know what they were trying to go for. If you take out the disorder part, raise awareness amongst those who are not on the autistic spectrum, that part then makes sense. I mean, yeah, okay. And then a comma instead of the word disorder would have worked. Amongst those who are not on the autistic spectrum, so that they don't see. Yeah, okay, cool. This annual event was first celebrated by Aspies for Freedom in 2005, and they modelled Autistic Pride Day on the Gay Pride movement. Now, we will get into two of the main sort of like symbols in a second, but one of them is, you can definitely tell that that's they got that from the Gay Pride. There's something that they got from the Gay Pride movement. One of the most significant aspects of the day is that it is not run by charities, it's run by autistic people themselves. Since its beginnings, Autistic Pride Day has been a community event and not a day for other organisations to promote themselves by stifling autistic people. It's now a global celebration that takes place predominantly online. Autistic Pride Day is represented by the rainbow infinity symbol, and obviously the rainbow colours most notably being part of the Gay Pride movement, particularly their flag. However, the infinity symbol, obviously if you're going red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, slide back into red and it just continues. The symbol is intended to represent the diversity of autistic people and the infinite possibilities and variations within the autistic community. Excuse me, hiccuped halfway through the sentence there. According to representatives of Autistic Pride Day, people with autism have unique characteristics that provide them with both rewards and challenges, although many of the difficulties they face are because of their neurodiversity, which is the preferred term for these sorts of disabilities, because they're not disabilities at all. It's just a different way that the brain is wired. And so, generally speaking, the autism spectrum, including things like autism, Asperger's, ADHD, all those sorts of things, those sorts of people, generally speaking, prefer to be referred to as neurodiverse, rather than, having a disorder or a disability. And I think part of that's just an empowerment thing. If you say that someone has a disability, you're kind of saying that they're at a disadvantage, when things like the alternate views of autistic people when looking at the same problem as a neurotypical person, the change in views can help them overcome those challenges much easier. Challenge depending. They generally tend to see more creative solutions as well, and you will normally see particularly people with autism and Asperger's and ADHD and like that, the general like spectrum, you will more or less find that they prefer a job that is never really the same. That same old 9 to 5 just does not sit with them, because of the way their brain's wired. They need a new challenge on a new day, and then that way they're going to be more engaged in it, and because of that, they're more likely to engage in careers in the arts and entertainment industries. My friend in Sydney, the same one I went to Comic-Con and Mardi Gras with, and the same one that I just visited this last week, for the same reason why this video is late, he has Asperger's, and he works and lives and breathes Australian film. He's studying at AFTRS. He works with a whole bunch of film festivals in Sydney, and when he's not doing one or the other, you're most likely going to find him at the cinema. He loves it, and it's great. It's so awesome that he's found the thing that he's passionate about, because no film is the same. You might have the same base storyline, but the creative differences, the different directions that each creative team decided to take the story, etc., can create enough of a difference that the same story can still be interesting, for a certain number of times. After a while, obviously, it's going to become repetitive and he'll lose interest. But with it being the Australian film industry, the amount of especially when it comes to like having conversations with him, and he'll tell you about a film that you might not have heard of because it's an independent Australian made film. It's cool. Anyway, so back to the article. Wow, that was a tangent I didn't even know I was going down until I was all the way down it. I'll start back at that same sentence. Although many of the difficulties they face are because of their neurodiversity, another factor is issues in society. For example, society's attitude towards autism is often one of pity or a belief that it is a condition requiring treatment. And as I just explained on a very long-winded sidetrack, it's not. Activists want to shift attitudes away from this and towards acceptance and the realization that it is a difference rather than a disability. Hence, they want to be referred to as neurodiverse, not as having a behavioural disability or a behavioural disorder, because it can be boxed in the same sort of category as ADHD and ADD and those sorts of things. But yeah, so they mentioned in the article, because I think that's the whole article. They mentioned in that the rainbow infinity symbol is a big one. The other one is an event called I think it's called Light It Blue or Wear It Blue or something like that. We got blue lights. We got my blue beanie on. I'm doing my part. But let me just see. I think it's lighted up blue. Yeah, so lighted up blue is for World Autism Day, okay, which is the 2nd of April. But while we're talking about the awareness events, let's just continue. So I'll also have this one down below as well. This one's autismawareness.com.au, so it's an Australian site. We love that. So they wrote here on their page, I believe they updated. Okay, they posted on April 2nd, 2012. Almost a decade ago. Anyway, it says here, we were thrilled to have once again taken part in Light It Up Blue, a global initiative to help raise awareness about the growing public health concern that is autism. Iconic landmarks across Australia and the world turned blue on the 1st and 2nd of April 2012 in support of World Autism Awareness Day. Autism Awareness Australia was proud to light up the Sydney Opera House and Old Parliament House in Canberra blue in support of the campaign. I vaguely remember this. We joined with other Australian autism organisations to light landmarks across the nation, including Federation Square, Wheel of Brisbane, William Jolly Bridge, and Parliament of Tasmania. I do remember this. The Wheel of Brisbane's a big Ferris wheel in South Bank. I do remember vaguely. This was in my last year of high school as well, so that's how old we are. Says, we held a free community event in Sydney where the director of the United Nations office in Canberra presented the UN Secretary General's message for World Autism Day. It was our 2nd year of recognising this important cause, which helps increase understanding and education about autism throughout the world. And it sends it to other people, up to other pages they've got going. I'm just going to see if they actually have one that's more recent. The Disability Trust put one up last year. Saying that they were going to partner with Wollongong Light the Lighthouse Blue for Autism, but because COVID, they didn't. I think, at the moment, COVID's sort of stopping a whole bunch of stuff. But regardless, blue is the awareness colour. So it's the colour that the awareness ribbon is. And so doing a bit of both, having your rainbows. I got my Rainbow Half-Lives shirt on. I got my blue lights and my blue beanie. We full reppin' the Pride, because there is a possibility that I'm also on the spectrum. I know I've done an ADHD video on here before. I will try to link that below as well if you want to go and watch that. But yeah, I still haven't properly had the testing done, because as far as I'm aware, no one in the town I'm currently living in does it for adults. So, yeah. So I've got to get a referral for another place, see if they can do it, and if not, I might just keep it on the back burner because something exciting happened within this last week, and I can't wait to tell you guys. But that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Again, links will be in the description down below. While you're here, please hit the subscribe button if you're new, and the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. And again, if you liked this one, give it a thumbs up, and until next time guys, keep your head screwed on.